Hi there, I'm Chris Devine, and this is Six String World. And today's gear show and tell is my 2008 PRS Mira. Okay, a bit of history. In 2007, PRS announced the Mira, and it was kind of meant to be an inexpensive way to get into the PRS world. It was a streamlined version of what PRS had been doing, and it was producing a guitar that wasn't expensive as its carved top guitars, but it still delivered all the qualities that PRS had been known for. Okay, let's go for a little bit more history here. Back in the early 2000s, I was playing out a lot, and two of the guitars I saw a lot were Gibson Les Paul Studios as well as Gibson SGs. Now, the Les Pauls that I was seeing were mostly the black and gold color combo, but I saw a lot of the natural finished ones as well too, and the SGs as well. I'd find them usually with black and chrome, and the satin finishes were a close second. Now, at the time, I believe you could get the Les Paul for about $900, which was pretty good for a Les Paul Studio at the time. And I think the SGs were around $800-ish. Now, that's also a Guitar Center on sale with the little book that they used to have and those crazy radio ads we were so used to. But regardless of the price, those guitars were really good for the money and a very decent value. A lot of young bands wanted a really good instrument, but a Les Paul Standard or Custom might be a bit out of their price range. So these studio versions gave a really good bang for the buck while you're still playing in a bar. And it made sense PRS would try to get something into this price range. Now, with the costs of the USA PRSs steadily going up, PRS kind of knew they were going to have to come up with something a little different to compete with those types of models. Stripped down, but not stripped back. And something kind of like those guitars that I was seeing that were very popular. So the Mira came out, and it has a flatter, less contoured body with a pickguard, stop tailpiece, a couple of humbuckers, mahogany construction, and some pretty standard solid colors and some very simple understated clear see-through finishes. And it kind of made for a very affordable player's instrument that kind of made sense. And these were also core models too. The S2 line hadn't been launched yet. Now later on they went upscale on the Mira, and this is one of those upgrades. The 2008 Mira Maple top. The big changes, the addition of a flame maple top and the bird inlays. This was also available in an orange burst finish and the blue burst finish that you see here. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same guitars that the other Miras came out with. It has a wide fat neck, phase 2 locking tuners, Mira treble and bass pickups, a 3-way blade switch, and a mini toggle to split the coils. In 2010, I attended the PRS Experience, which is kind of like their open house. There are performances, there are master classes with PRS artists, product demos, tours of the factory's various departments, and it's pretty amazing to see. And one of the things they do have happen at this show is they have some guitars that are only for sale at the Experience, and they're usually marked as such on the back of the headstocks. Usually they're very unique versions with limited edition colors or variants on finishes and hardware appointments. And one of the guitars I was drawn to was the Mira, but I couldn't find one that I really connected with. So I came home empty-handed and I started to hit the used market, and I found this one. Now, I was looking for a counterpart for my PRS CE, and this is it. If you drew a Venn circle diagram, there's quite a bit of overlap. So I'm staying in familiar territory where I need to. And the tonal and feel differences between the set neck and the stop tailpiece are nice variants. And even though the pickups and the switching are a bit different, I can still get all the tones I want and need easily. I usually have this guitar set up in drop D for songs that need it. And if I break a string, I can easily do any set for my cover band or any of my original projects with just this guitar, and it doesn't feel like I'm playing a backup instrument. I did happen to have a different set of pickups in this for a period of time. I did have a set of Sheptone tributes in here, and the reason I went in was I was doing a review for Performer magazine. I will put a link for that review in the area below. But a few years later, the guitar started having some sound issues, and I couldn't really nail it down. It kind of looked like the shop that I had do the pickup install really didn't do a great job, and a couple of the solder joints got a little iffy, and the volume knob seemed to have some issues. And I don't know if the pickups had gone bad either, or maybe they shorted out, but I basically said, let's put the original ones back in. And that's when we figured out there were a plethora of bad cold solder joints, as well as whoever did the install definitely shortened the life of the volume knob and the cap by overheating when they were doing their soldering work. And I ended up having to replace the volume pot, the tone pot, and the capacitor. And these fixes made a huge difference. And while I still do like the Sheptones, putting the stock PRS pickups in it really wasn't a backside. I still love the way these things sound, and they're going to be in here for the foreseeable future. I really do love the way they sound with this guitar. The Sheptones were very nice, don't get me wrong. There may be different pickups in my future, but for now, I'm very pleased with these. Now, as I can't leave well enough alone, I did upgrade the bridge, which is an adjustable tailpiece by John Mann at Mann Made USA. Now, I did a review for this as well, and I'll have a link for that also in the area below. Now, it does make a difference. Each string feels a lot more focused overall, and it's very snappy. It's a lot tighter and a quicker response. And I highly suggest, if anybody who has a non-adjustable PRS bridge, look into getting one of these. This video has covered a lot. It's not meant to be a comprehensive overview of the PRS Mira and its variants. There was a 22 fret version as well as a P90 model. PRS did switch the Mira from their core line to their S2 line, along with some slight changes, mostly being to the pick guard, which were the most noticeable ones I could see. And as of now, it's been ported over to the SE lineup with 22 frets. And diving into all the different particulars could be a bit exhausting, and I don't really want to comment on instruments I don't happen to have a lot of experience with. But these variants and versions are worth mentioning, especially considering this guitar itself is a variant. So that's my PRS Mira. If you happen to have any questions or thoughts on this guitar, please leave them in the area below. If you like this channel, please hit subscribe, and the bell icon will let you know when I put up a new video. You can also give us a thumbs up on that. That'd be great. And if you want to share this, there's also a button for that as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.